We were about to go to bed, and I looked out the window, and there was a car there, just sitting there with the lights off, and it wasn't too far away from our RV, and it was like looking like it was kind of hiding behind us, so that people wouldn't be able to see it. And so I said, "Sal, there's a car there." We just wanted to check in about an experience that we had. What happened was we went to a casino, and we're not going to name the casino, we're not going to name the town. We talked about it, and we decided to not name the town because in any community there's good people living there, and so we just don't want to in any way put down a town. But we had an experience at a casino that was scary. What happened was we were looking for casinos to stay at, and this casino is not going to appear in our videos, so it's not one of the ones that we showed that we stayed at. We were looking at casinos to stay at, and we found one and looked at it and saw that, you know, they had RV parking available. So we went to it, and when we got there, there was like a separate lot, and there was a truck parked in there. There were no other RVs there, and it was kind of a lot that was a little distance away from the casino. And I think right away we kind of had a feeling that we didn't feel like as secure as we would have liked, I guess.
Yeah, there was nobody else there except for the one truck. There were no other RVs there, and I thought that was kind of a little bit odd that there were no other RVs. So, but yeah, it was, like you said, it was we kind of got an odd feeling, like an uncomfortable feeling.
A little bit. And so we were looking like we didn't want to park a little too far back. We kind of wanted to park closer towards the casino area. But then it wasn't level enough there, and so we went back to the other spot, and we thought we would be okay. And so then it got dark, and we were just about to actually go to bed. We were actually about to go to bed, and I looked out one of the windows, and there was a car kind of behind us. We were between that car and the casino. They were behind us. So we had seen, actually Sal had seen some activity earlier in the parking lot.
Even before that, before it got dark, I had noticed that this car pulled up like right behind our RV, and this guy came out, and he was looking around. I noticed the car was full of other guys. There were other people in the car. And anyway, he got out, he lit a cigarette, he was looking around. I didn't know what he was looking for. I didn't know if he was looking to do something illegal or what. But anyway, he was looking around. By that time, there was 2 other trucks in the parking lot. So maybe that dissuaded him from doing whatever he was thinking about doing. But anyway, he threw away his cigarette. They got back in the car. And at the same time, there was another car who pulled up next to his, and this lady got out, and they talked for a little bit, and then they all got back in their cars, and they all left. So that kind of made me feel uncomfortable. I said, okay, well, maybe they were going to meet and go to a bar or something, you know, for a night out or something. But anyway, so Sharon will pick up what she saw later on.
So then we were just about to go to bed and ready to go to bed. We stayed in the RV that night. We were going to go eat the next day because I think there was not a buffet at that point. There wasn't a buffet until the next day. So we were about to go to bed, and I looked out the window, and there was a car there, just sitting there with the lights off, and it wasn't too far away from our RV, and it was like looking like it was kind of hiding behind us, so that people wouldn't be able to see it. And so I said, "Sal, there's a car there." And it was totally bedtime. I think it might have been a little past bedtime.
Yeah.
And so
late.
Sal got up, and Sal said, "You know what? I'll keep a watch. You just go to sleep." Sal was laying there trying to sleep, and then I did a search on my phone. I was looking up like the kind of crime in that town. And so this thing came up, and it rated out of 100, 1 to 100, with 100 being the safest. And that town got a 1. And then Sal came back to bed, and he said that the car left. He finally told me the car left. He said he didn't know what they were doing. They were in the dark, and then they just finally left. So we were relieved about that. And then Sal said that eventually he was going to come to, he was starting to come to bed. And so I showed him this thing. And then I started doing more research on the town, and I read that, there's a lot of drug activity there, and I don't know, it's just like, and then I was thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to sleep now? How am I going to sleep now? So Sal said that he would get up from time to time and check on things and make sure they're all right.
And they were. I did get up, and it seemed like it was pretty safe. Not that I didn't see any more activity, and it was just us by ourselves, and I think there were 2 other trucks in the parking lot.
So that I was praying and praying, and I was just praying that I would still be there in the morning. And so finally I was awake for a long time that night, and then finally I went to sleep. And then I woke up in the morning, and I was just so glad when it was light out and it was morning and I was still alive, and everything was okay. Yeah, that we were okay. And so then Sal went outside, and
yeah. I went outside and I looked around in the bushes nearby, and not just the bushes, near our RV where we were parked. And I don't know how we missed this the day before when we got there, but there were all sorts of needles. There were all sorts of needles lying around in the parking lot and in the bushes. I mean, a lot. And there were also a lot of empty bottles, a lot of whiskey, alcohol bottles. Obviously, people use that as a partying place. I can only imagine what it's like there on the weekends, but there were a lot of needles. It's the needles really that scared me, not just the alcohol bottles, but the needles. There were a lot of used needles there. So obviously there's a lot of, I'm thinking there's probably a lot of drug activity in that place. So
we have some footage of the needles that Sal took, and we'll show you that at the end of this video. And our takeaway from this, we could tell you where it is, but I don't think that would really help anybody to tell you where it is. And, again, we said we don't want to put down any community. And so what we take away from this is just if you're going to go boondock or something somewhere, look the place up. Look it up. See what the crime statistics are. You can see the crime in any area. If you get to a place, by the time we got there, we thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I think had we known what we knew before we went there and looked up the crime and everything before that, we probably would have just never gone there.
Yeah, I think, well, like you said, the lesson we take from this is that you should do a little bit of homework before you stop somewhere and you're going to boondock, just to make sure it's the right kind of place you want. It's a place you want to be, and it's safe, and you don't want to be in a position where you have to pack up and leave in the middle of the night because you realize this might not be the best place for us to boondock.
And believe me, I said to Sal, I said, do you want to just pack up and leave? And he said, no, we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay.
I thought we would be okay. I think it's probably not a place you want to stay there too long, but I think for one night, maybe, it's in the middle of the week. It seemed like not much was going on there. But like I said, I wouldn't want to be there on the weekend or, that time of the week, because who knows what goes on there. So
Sal said that usually the people that have the trouble are people that go looking for trouble, looking for drugs or things like that. We weren't bothering anybody, so.
Right. Usually the people who get involved in crime statistics are usually the people who end up going to look for trouble, really, and they're involved in drug use or illegal activity or things like that. So
we just wanted to say, do your research before you pick a spot, and look up the crime. Look up the crime in an area before you go somewhere. You can do that easily online. Just put in the town, and I'll just put in a random, just whatever town you're in. Just look up the town and put crime statistics or crime rate, or how safe is so-and-so town, how safe is so-and-so city. You can do all those things, and that way, because we've never actually encountered that at a casino before.
No.
Pretty much every casino we've been to, I think we felt comfortable at. There was maybe one that was kind of like a little dark and there weren't really many RVs there, but we still felt okay there.
Yeah, this was probably the scariest casino we've been to. Not the casino itself was fine. The people were nice inside. It's just the parking lot isn't very well maintained. I don't even know if they own the parking lot, and it just seems like that was not probably a very secure place. I'll just say that. And so,
yeah, most casinos we stay at are very well lit. The lots are well lit. There might be security driving around. There's usually other RVs, and you just have a feeling that it's okay. And this one, we kind of we didn't think it was bad. I think had it been really dangerous, I think our senses would have told us that, and we would have known to have left right away. So I think we were okay there, but I don't think I'd go back, and I think I'd like to avoid anything like that in the future. I
think, like I said, I think we were okay, but I think in the wrong situation, it probably wouldn't be a good thing to be there, because if people are doing drugs and, you know, they're partying there, you never know. You know, you never know what could happen. So it's definitely, like Sharon said, not a place I'd wanna go back to.
Yeah. So we wanted to share that with you because, you know, it's good to have give people pointers, and, you know, you always want to be safe.
Check the ratings of some of these places too. You can find them online. You just Google it, and a lot of times people will talk about their experience at that particular location. So
if there's something kind of, you know, that seems not that great, you can, you know, and we usually do that anyways. I read the reviews and I didn't really notice anything bad, but
we found out on our own the hard way.
Yeah. But had we actually Googled the town and the crime in the area, then that might have told us, you know.
Probably not to stop there. There were other places we could have stopped, and I think we probably would have, but it's just a lesson learned.
Okay. On that note, I think you might be able to see Seymour behind me here on the bed. He's sleeping right there. Seymour! He woke up. Did you wake up, Seymour? Let me zoom in on him. How you doing, Seymour?
This is kind of near our parking lots where we parked near the casino, and as you can see, there's a lot of empty bottles here. Somebody was partying here. They must party here on the weekends or just in general. Not a good place to want to camp. I wouldn't come here again. At least not by ourselves. I wouldn't. Maybe for one night I would if we were with other people, but not by ourselves, and especially not on the weekends. Look at that. Yeah, they like to party here, it looks like. Yeah. There's more syringes. More alcohol bottles. This is why you got to do your research before you camp somewhere. Check the ratings. There's syringes here. Needles. Scary. Kind of scary to me. Look at all these bottles here. This is outside our campsite here, where we're parked outside the casino, and I didn't notice this yesterday, that there's syringes here. There's one. Oh my gosh, there's two more over here. Look at those. There's another one here, and this is like right outside our camper. I would never have parked here had I seen this yesterday. I think we were just so tired yesterday that we didn't notice that.
us a thumbs up below.
And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.